When it comes to showing their affection, men do a lot of things that are universally recognized as signs of their feelings for their partners. If you want to learn more about how men show their feelings for their partners, check out our friends at Crafty Hackers, who have the best hacks and DIY videos to watch. Walking at a slower pace when you're spending time with the person you're infatuated with can make time feel like it's flying by. But in reality, it's the opposite because men are taller and have longer legs than women. So they tend to move along faster than we do, but rather than trying to keep up with them, we should slow down and enjoy our time together instead. Slowing down to match your pace is a sign that a man is in love with you. Men's walking habits have been studied by scientists, who found that men who have romantic feelings for someone walk at a faster pace than those who have no romantic feelings for anyone. This is based on the fact that men who have romantic feelings for someone walk at a faster pace than those who have no romantic feelings for anyone. From a biological standpoint, this makes total sense. Men have evolved to take on the energetic load of their female companion so that she may preserve her energy. Because since women's reproductive systems are sensitive to energy disruptions and exhaustion might make it harder for them to conceive, therefore this makes sense. Many studies demonstrate that men and women alike believe that women fall in love faster than men. And that women are more likely to say the 3 small words, "I love you" first. These myths abound in our culture's literature, television, and film, but science reveals that they're unfounded. Biologically, it makes sense that women would be more selective about the men with whom they choose to spend the rest of their lives. Because women have fewer eggs to spare and a shorter window of fertile years to choose from, whereas men do not have this constraint. Men, on the other hand, can spend as much time as they want with whomever they choose. Some researchers examine how the brain reacts to various types of pain. When a man is in love, looking at a picture of his loved one may reduce the amount of moderate pain he feels by as much as 40%. And when it comes to severe pain, it reduces it by about 10% to 15%, according to the results of a study. Intriguingly, distraction does help alleviate pain, but not as much. The photo of a loved one has an entirely different effect on the pain signals traveling through the brain. We know that popular culture portrays being head over heels in love as unmanly. But considering that it gives men a pretty cool superpower. We think that stereotype needs to change. Gross myths override if you think about it, human being. These include drinking a beverage with a bug in it, picking up a dirty tissue, and other things that most people would never want to do. The participants who were the most aroused were far less likely to report being disgusted than people who weren't. Who were the most aroused were far less likely to report being disgusted than people who weren't. He's probably showing signs of infatuation. In reality, our bodies are undergoing a flurry of chemical reactions as we experience our emotions. When a man falls in love, his brain produces chemicals like dopamine, oxytocin, and adrenaline, which help him bond with his partner and increase the more time he spends with them. These physical symptoms can be spotted as common signs of someone in love or in a relationship. Congested eyes. The sympathetic branch of your nervous system, which influences your eyes, causes you to sweat and your heartbeat to fade away, causing your pupils to widen and making you feel like you're in love. The stress hormone cortisol can cause the blood vessels in your stomach to constrict, which is why you may not feel hungry on your wedding day. Fortunately, this condition subsides as you become more comfortable with your crush, this general ego. But it can flare up at emotional occasions and explain why so many grooms don't feel hungry on their wedding days. You may also have trouble sleeping if you're lying awake at night replaying that greasier moment. We've all been there when a friend suddenly received a phone call from their significant other. And you probably didn't give it a second thought, but we bet their voice changed when they started talking to their partner. In fact, studies have been done about the effect of love on voice. People can tell by listening to only 2 seconds of audio whether the person is speaking to a friend or a lover. When 2 guys are in love, it's easy to overlook all the obvious warning signals since they're so infatuated with one another. Have you ever had someone who loves you describe you as flawless even when you know well that you aren't? The increased levels of dopamine your brain gets when in love make it easier for you to forget about the flaws you perceive to be huge, but if someone loves you, their brains make those flaws seem insignificant. We tend to get bogged down by negative thoughts about ourselves. But when someone loves you, your brain makes sure that the flaws you perceive to be enormous are actually minor. You have his whole attention because of the dopamine in his brain, which makes it impossible for him to pay attention to anybody else. All couples go through a phase when they first meet where they just can't stop thinking about or talking to one another. In fact, people who are in love admit to spending as much as 85% of their day thinking or talking about the object of their affection. Love that is empathetic. While it's nice to be in love, it's important to know that there are many kinds of love. If you're looking for a healthy relationship, you need a type of love known as compassionate love, which means your partner is invested in making you happy even if it's not the best option for them. How can you tell if your partner has compassionate love for you? If they go out of their way to make you happy, even if it's not the best option for them, this can even be little things. Don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell to receive all of my videos. Thank you.